Oh my God, guys, we got some real estate drama and we have to talk about it. So NAR said they're gonna ban commissions for 6%. Everybody goes wild. And some people, especially the sellers, are cheering on. Yes, you real estate agents shouldn't get paid this much. Some people that they're really, really hating real estate agents are out to get us, right? So let's talk about it. First things first. First of all, a real estate commission, right, is paid as a 1099. So you hire somebody to represent you and help you sell your home. So this is a 1099 gig, just like a plumber provides the service, just like an electrician provides the service, just like a doctor provides the service, just like a lawyer provides the service. You see, that's a 1099 gig. And usually when you pay for a service, this is negotiable. So when it comes to real estate agents, this is called a commission, but it's a negotiable agreement between you providing a service and the seller letting you sell their home. Now let's talk about this a little bit deeper. Just like I mentioned, an electrician, a plumber, they also get paid as a 1099. You cut them a check, they provide you a service, they're on to their own way, you're on to your own way. If you're happy with them, you use them again. Now, there is a difference when it comes to doctors, there's a difference when it comes to real estate agents, and there is a difference when it comes to lawyers. What is the difference is that they have actually a responsibility, which is called a fiduciary duty. Their fiduciary duty is to put their client and the client's needs ahead of your own, meaning you are not going to put your own interest before your client, right? This is part of their training. This is part of what they sign up to become a lawyer, a real estate agent, or a doctor. So this has always been the gig. That's not news to anybody, right? So when you hire somebody to sell your home, they commit to you that they're going to put your own interest before their own. And many great agents, believe it or not, they waste their own money, their own time, and sometimes they never even get paid out of situations and bad transactions. So this means that if you are working with a transparent real estate agent that puts you first and he's honest and he's telling you things as they are, you never had an issue with this. Now, there is always bad apples in every profession. Now, all sellers, they gathered up, they said, hey, we're being screwed with commissions. It's not fair for us to pay the buyer's commission and then the seller's commission and a whole other things going on. I'm not going to go into the lawsuit, but you should read it up for your own because it's a very interesting subject. So if you're in good hands, you want to work with a good real estate agent. That's common sense. Just like you want a plumber, just like you want a dentist to fix your teeth, you're not fixing it on your own. Now, the thing is, there has always been an unrepresented situation, meaning there is a thing called the for sale by owner. Let's say you want to sell your home on your own and you think that you can do it. You absolutely should. You're going to save money, and on top of that, you control the whole situation. There is no broken phone situation or broken messages that are not being passed on. So you control the whole situation. If you want to go and be a for sale by owner, by all means go do it. You are saving money this way. Now, funny things happen when a for sale by owner meets an unrepresented buyer. Let me tell you an example. A for sale by owner puts his home on Zillow. He says, I'm going to sell it on my own. And a represented buyer walks in. Great. Oh my God, we love this home. What a great day it is. Let's put an offer. They write an offer however they can, a little messy because, of course, that's not their job. They get it done. They hand the guy a 5% check. Let's say the property was $500,000. They hand him $25,000 check, right? Here's your check, Mr. Seller. Very good. The seller gets the deposit, puts it in his bank, goes where's his money. And then they do an inspection at some point. They realize, oh man, this home has more issues than, we realized when we first saw it. So now Mr. Seller has already bought his brand new Toyota, let's say, because $25,000 only can buy you a Toyota. And now he's driving around with this deposit. You see the issue here? Do you see how unrepresented buyers and sellers can cause multiple issues? And if you don't see the value in the real estate agent, you can end up not only paying that 5% commission, but you end up in court because you didn't use the money in escrow the right way. Do you see how many problems can get created if you're not unrepresented? Now, if you don't see the value in that, don't get represented. That's your right, just like everybody's right. You can fix your own plumbing at home. You can fix your own teeth if you can. You can go to the doctor and do your own surgery and operation, right? So this is not meant to say that, you cannot get it done on your own. But 99% of times, you try to save a little bit of money up front and you end up in court paying retainers instead of 5% commissions. Now, where does this leave us, right? Because, this is going to go into law. I don't think there's going to be any co-bro given out, meaning you cannot pay the buyer's agent out of this transaction. So step number one, no seller, and put this in big letters, no seller is going to actually say, I'm going to sell my home for less than appraised value. No seller will do this. I can sign this off to you. If you own a home, I own a home. I can tell you for a fact, nobody's going to say, oh, let's sell the property for 2% less so we can pay the buyer's agent on that side, right? So the bank can pay him through the transaction. So every seller is going to want to get appraised value. That's a fact. Secondly, now a listing agent is going to walk in and he's going to provide a service, and then they're going to agree on a commission, which is negotiable, right? That's fine. Might be 3%, might be 2%, whatever it is. The listing agent is going to be happy and be paid because he actually provides a service that the seller agrees upon and is willing to pay on what is called a listing agent's contract, right? Great. The listing agent walked away. Who got screwed here? He got his money, right? The seller is happy. He didn't pay the 2% to the buyer. Who got screwed in this situation? The buyer. The buyer got screwed in this situation because she couldn't get representation. Now they're going to find a way to solve this, probably. I don't know how. Maybe the buyer is going to have to come up with the 2% to pay the buyer's agent, or maybe the buyer's agent is going to be paid 1% from now on. Who knows? We're going to figure it out. Great. Now, where does that leave us? Because this is what you would call a win for the sellers. They're not paying both sides here. From now on, they're probably going to pay a little bit of a less commission, more money. As the news outlet says, more money in the seller's pocket, right? So look at this. This is building up now into a perfect storm. Why? So these sellers that they just, won this lawsuit now, soon they're going to be buyers, right? The interest rates are going to start dropping. Their interest rate that they have locked in for 30 years might compare a little bit more to what's coming up. So somebody's probably going to say, oh, I don't really like this home anymore. I was staying here because of the interest rates. I was staying here because of the inventory. But now it makes sense for me to move. So what do you think, guys, is going to happen then? Everybody's going to realize that they shot themselves in the foot because a seller at some point becomes a buyer and a buyer at some point becomes a seller. And that's going to create a ton of issues. And who's being screwed always in this situation is not the agents, is not the buyer's agent, which they're a little bit screwed if you compare them to a listing agent, is the buyer. An unrepresented buyer, first of all, has to come up with closing costs for the bank. Now he might have to come up for money for commissions for the buyer agent. But at the same time, when the seller becomes a buyer, well, that seller doesn't seem that smart anymore, does he? Because now you want to buy something and you're unrepresented, or you have to come up with more money. So everybody's dancing on the same pool. Don't let the news outlets say that's a win for the homeowners. The homeowners will become buyers, and then that's going to create a whole nother issue, which people are going to realize, man, we screwed ourselves in the foot that we don't let the buyer side get paid out of the transaction. So nothing changed pretty much. I'm just spilling the beans here to provide some clarity and perspective. I love you guys. Keep doing your thing. Keep investing in real estate. Keep investing in stocks. This is the way to make you rich. It's just funny how sometimes the news outlets love drama, Catch you guys soon.